In this video, we're going to talk about when celebrity fights go public. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. A lot of celebrities want to punch one another in the face. Those that do it in public, on the other hand, are a rare breed. Please don't mention my wife's name in front of anyone. The most talked about moment from this year's Academy Awards was filled with both drama and violence, and it appeared to have been lifted directly from one of star Will Smith's films. Smith originally appeared to be in good spirits when the comedian Chris Rock, who was presenting an award at this year's Academy Awards, started into one of his trademark near-the-knuckle gags. In fact, he seemed thrilled when Rock made a snarky, shaky joke about Smith's wife Jada Pinkett, her alopecia, insinuating that her condition suddenly qualified her as a role in the upcoming film G.I. Jane. Pinkett Smith, on the other hand, appeared to be unimpressed, and a few seconds later her husband rushed to the stage to slap Rock with such open-handed brutality that numerous wags pointed out that the actor had previously played Muhammad Ali. During this time of reflection, Hollywood and the rest of the world are grappling with the implications of what happened. Was it simply a spontaneous chivalric moment for one of the industry's most beloved actors, who were himself later awarded with the Best Actor just a few minutes later, or an ugly expression of unnecessary violence that hints at a darker side beneath Smith's famous charm? It's possible that there was some simmering animosity between Rock and Pinkett Smith that erupted in a spectacular way. The comedian made disparaging remarks about Pinkett Smith when hosting the Oscars in 2016, despite the fact that the two were reportedly formerly close. The two starred together in an episode of Smith's series The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1995 and were seen together at an NBA game in 2012. The next day, after she suggested that she might skip the ceremony due to its lack of diversity, Rock took aim at her in his opening monologue by declaring, "Jada went insane. Jada has stated that she will not be attending, protesting." To add insult to injury, he made light of her spouse, stating, "Jada's upset because her man Will was not nominated for concussion. I get what you're saying." Furthermore, it is inequitable that Will was compensated $20 million for Wild West, despite the fact that everything was spoken in a rather decent attitude. The employment of Rock, on the other hand, should have been understood as an attempt to inject some surprise into an event that has been criticized for being dull and uninteresting. Despite the fact that the now 57-year-old comic is no longer a flamboyant youngster who takes on the establishment, there is always the underlying hope that someone will say or do something that will liven up the proceedings at these events. A must-see piece of viral television, Ricky Gervais's Golden Globes hosting performance, in which he gleefully blasted some of Hollywood's most important individuals, turned the award show into a must-see event. And it is every producer's secret wish that this ceremony or occasion should include a moment like this, no matter how openly or pompously they may decry it at the time in the back of their minds. Having celebrities go to war with one another is, after all, the definition of water cooler watching, as the Rock Smith incident has demonstrated. A comparable absurd event was presented to British television viewers more than half a century ago, and it is still remembered by many today. Ken Russell, the controversial director who had directed the historical drama The Devils, which was a controversy at the time and is still unavailable to watch in its entirety in its uncensored form today, had been scheduled to go on a BBC talk program to discuss the picture. On the other side of the aisle sat the Evening Standard film critic Alexander Walker, who was not only a staunch moralist but also a longtime detractor of Russell's, having dismissed The Devils and the masturbatory fantasies of a Roman Catholic schoolboy. Walker was a staunch moralist as well as a longtime detractor of Russell's. When Russell and Walker appeared on the show, the conversation between the two of them became increasingly heated as the show went on. The picture was supported by Russell, as was his right to make it. Walker, on the other hand, refused to budge from his view that it was both indecent and tawdry. He described it as monstrously indecent. The director eventually took a copy of the Evening Standard, which included the review, and used it to hit Walker over the head with it, while yelling at him in what appeared to be an act of spontaneous acting. Russell maintained his innocence about his actions for the rest of his life. to some, he was more well known for them than for his films. And when asked if he had regrets about them, he replied, "Yes, I wish I had hit him with an iron bar instead of a rolled up newspaper." Few other public personalities have gone to such lengths as to publicly threaten to kill unfriendly journalists on live television, but there is a delicate line between overblown spats that are staged for entertainment purposes and genuine reciprocal antagonism. Although Eminem's initial reaction to Sacha Baron Cohen in character as the Austrian fashionista Bruno thrusting his buttocks into his face after an apparent mishap at the MTV Music Awards in 2009 appeared to be one of anger and horror, the rapper later admitted that the stunt had been meticulously staged. Sacha contacted me while we were in Europe, and he told me he had an idea for something ridiculous to do at the movie awards. "In fact, I'm a great fan of his music, so I agreed to be part of the joke," Eminem said, adding, "Just for good measure, I'm delighted that we pulled this off even better than we had imagined we would." Despite the fact that the confrontation was staged, a conflict that occurred between the former Marshall Mathers and Moby was so well known that it was included in the enemy section of a website dedicated to Eminem. Ahead of the 2001 Grammy Awards, Moby came out in support of Kanye West, calling him a misogynist, a homophobe, a racist, and an anti-Semite. Kanye West was at the time the hottest rapper in the world. During the 2002 MTV Music Video Awards, Eminem not only dedicated a few angry lines to bashing Moby, referring to him as "you 36 bald-headed fucking blow me," but he also challenged him to a fight in front of a live audience. The rapper, who was being booed, then addressed Moby directly saying, "Keep booing, young girl, I will strike a man with glasses." He then went on to thank a long list of people for an honor he had gotten, including to my attorneys. Moby's subsequent reaction was commendably collected. To be completely honest with you, I honestly believed that the entire Eminem situation was being played for laughs, until Eminem insulted me and threatened to beat me up, off camera. I think Eminem is talented and interesting, but I'm a little surprised by his anger against me. Given that I'd never met him before, I think Eminem is talented and interesting, but I'm a little surprised by his anger toward me, given that I'd never met him before. There have been numerous instances of similar behavior between eco-conscious celebrities, including George Clooney and David O. Russell's well-documented punch on the set of the war drama Three Kings. The altercation between Orlando Bloom and Justin Bieber at Victoria's Secret Party in 2012, after the musician reportedly taunted the actor about his relationship with Bloom's former wife Miranda Kerr. And of course the infamous incident when Beyoncé's sisters Solange Knowles and Jay-Z got into. However, most of these have taken place in private rather than in front of a worldwide audience, where there can be little uncertainty about the cause, circumstances, and more recently the aftermath of the events in question. The episode involving Smith and Rock has been regarded as the most terrible and unforgivable Oscar moment ever by Robbie Collin, film critique for The Telegraph. It certainly puts earlier gaffes and situations such as Best Picture mix-up between Moonlight and La La Land in 2017 and David Niven being challenged by a streaker in 1974 into perspective. On-stage violence as opposed to threats of violence continue to be a rarity in contemporary public life. In spite of the obvious provocation, it is noteworthy that once the immediate shock of the episode has passed, few people have opted to justify the actor's actions. In Smith's subsequent rambling and emotional acceptance speech of Best Actor, in which he declared, "To do what you're able to do, you have to be able to take abuse. You have to be able to have people talk crazy about you. You've got to be able to have people disrespecting you, and you've got to smile and pretend like that's okay." He tactically acknowledged that he had damaged, if not completely destroyed, his carefully cultivated reputation. We believe that if the incident had occurred at the Golden Globes or the BAFTAs while voting was still in progress, Smith would not have received the award. It remains to be seen what the long-term ramifications of this decision will be for his professional life. However, he has ensured that the Oscars in 2022 will be remembered for one thing, and one thing only: the Best Picture. What do you think about our video? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thank you so much for watching.